Good evening, lovely tubers. My name is the White Mexican, and welcome to Market Watch Investments. I have a plethora of cards that I'll be showcasing for you guys tonight. These will be my personal selections, and I do hope that you enjoy. Getting things kickstarted tonight is going to be Splendid Venus. This is the original OG print dawning from the very infamous Duelist Genesis. It is a high rarity of secret rare. And we can see this is the effect here. Pretty simple, pretty awesome. Really great artwork on this. Again, I love these deep secret rare hollow foils. And this card's going for some pretty good money. Starting market price for lightly played first edition is going to be 27 bones. And if you want near mint, it's going to go up to about 30 bones for near mint first edition copies. There's 3 pages of availability. If we switch over to stack bulk pricing, there's a fat stack of near mint first edition here for 5 for 60 bones from the infamous core TCG. When I say infamous, I mean it in a positive manner. There is a couple other variants, but the secret rare is the highest rarity and the most aesthetically pleasing, so I'm just going to go ahead and showcase that one exclusively. Next, continuing on with this very infamous set, and one of the reasons regarding why this is such a high caliber history merit to the set is the infamous, the one and only Yusei's Stardust Dragon. This is the highest rarity that we have in the TCG as the Ghost Rare, with all its infamy here, just looking delicious. And this card is insanely has insanely good value. Starting market price for this is going to be 1,700 bones for lightly played first edition. And if you want a near mint, it's going to go all the way up to 4,200 bones. Apparently that is a PSA 8 cartridge there. Only 1 page availability, and these are all 1 stacks, so almost eradicated from the market. Next is going to be the same set, Duelist Genesis as the ultimate rare variants of Stardust Dragon. Starting market price for this is going to be 125 bones for a lightly played first edition. This is actually European Deutsch German. So Dark Addictions, ladies and gentlemen. I love the German language. It sounds so sinister. It's pretty legendary. I like it. And this looks pretty cool. I know a lot of players aren't necessarily a big fan of European language printed cards. I know a lot of them like the Euro prints, but in the English language. But to each their own. I personally enjoy European cards myself. First English copies are going to be 400 bones for lightly played first edition. Near mints are going to go up to 500 plus bones with the shipping here. And there's only 1 page of availability. Grand for near mint first editions for a 2 stack, and all these other ones are single stacks. So once again, almost nearly eradicated from the market. Next, again, Duelist Genesis is going to be the ultimate rare variants of Psychic Overload. Now, I get it, this is a trap card, it's relatively slow, and people say, hey, why do I want to use this when I can just use Pot of Avarice and get 5 cards, and they can be any types? Well, that's a sound argument, but this specifically obviously is only going to be ran in something that is psychic predominant, so that doesn't really matter about it being type specific. Also, I love Pot of Avarice. Personally, with the majority of the deck builds that I make, I have a really hard time popping off with 5, recycling 5. It takes quite a bit for me. I play usually relatively slower decks, and no discredit to Pot of Avarice. It's an amazing card. I actually just showcased that in one of my previous videos. It's a fantastic card. Really great artwork, high rarity, good value. But this is also very good as well. And the artwork is really cool. Again, it's the infamous set of Duelist Genesis, and it is a high rarity of Ultima, just the same. So we're going to go ahead and look at first edition copies here. Lightly played first edition is going to be roughly around 10 bones. If you want a near mint variant, you're going to have to go to the second page. There's 3 pages of availability here. First near mints are donning a price tag of 17 bones. And there's 3 pages of availability, so we're going to switch over to bulk prices. There is 1 single playset stack bulk price for 15 bones for lightly played first edition. And there's this terrible shipping charge of 5 bones. I really don't understand why sellers do that, but again, to each their own. Next is going to be Eradicator Epidemic Virus 1. This has one of the most slickest names in like all of trap cards. I really have a special place in my heart for the virus trap cards. They have really great artwork. Some of them are in some really killer rarities, and they're just some like just criminal cards. They can do some severe damage to your opponent in a game state during a duel. It's really great times. This personally is my favorite. I think this is by far one of the more deadliest viruses. I again love the artwork, high rarity of secret rare, pretty cool set. What was this? Force of the Breaker, highest rarity in original print that we have here in the TCG. Go ahead and look at some price points here. Lightly played is going to be, for lightly played first edition, is going to be 140 bones. Near mint is going to go up to 150. Again, this is going to be for European Deutsch German. With all its infamy, it was a lot of A's, a lot of T's, a lot of craziness. Just such a gorgeous card. The secret rare holofoils are really deeply embedded and just look really, really nice here. But if you guys want an English print, it looks like the first near mint English is going to be 181, roughly. Apparently, this is English. Then trickles up after that. Let's see, bulk prices. Bulk prices is going to be 140 bones for a playset here, slightly played. You have the Deutsch German Europeans here. Apparently my battery is not charging. My deepest apologies. Stand by. That was very strange. So apologies for that, but we press on. Continuing on here. Okay, so that is for Eradicator Virus. Pretty legendary. Also, there is, of course, those other variants. Obviously, this is the oldest, the most competitive to get. First editions exclusively, always first edition. Couple other variants. I really don't. They're mostly just common. The only other acceptable one would be the special edition super rares from the promos, from the special edition sets. Those are obviously extremely affordable. Still look very, very great as super rares. And we're not even going to discuss this ultra rare reprint because, you know, it is just disgraceful. Alright, next is going to be Full Force Virus. So this dawned out of Raging Tempest. Raging Tempest is a pretty infamous set. Obviously, it was a set that we got Zodiacs. Not a personal fan of Zodiacs. I know there's a lot of players out there that like Zodiacs, and they had a little bit of a resurgence with, I believe it was some of the Tri-Brigade stuff. And, interesting time. That was a 2016 set. I was actually in South Korea at the time, and it was a pretty colorful time. Anyway, this card is extremely affordable. There is a mirrored secret rare Megaton variant, which I'll get into shortly, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look. It's a bone pretty much all across the board, even for this fat stack of 9 right here. So this is incredibly affordable. Just go ahead and switch over to stacks. Insanely affordable. Though there is a Deutsch European German one here. You know, Dark Addiction. Got to go ahead and take a look at this. This looks pretty delicious. Alright, so this card again, high rarity is secret rare, really cool artwork. Obviously not one of the better virus cards, but I mean, who knows, the game state and the meta is always changing, so this may have a time to shine. There is, of course, like I said before, the 2017 Megatins, super rare mirrored reprints, but these are so affordable, you might as well just go for the OG first edition secrets personally. In my opinion. Next is going to be Deck Devastation Virus. This is the highest rarity as the ultimate rare, dawning from the original set, Flaming Eternity. This, by far, definitely rivals Eradicator. This just has insanely amazing artwork. I love this, and of course, it's high rarity of ultimate rare. And, you know, Flaming Eternity is an extremely old set, so really great stuff. Extremely low availability. I'm just going to refresh here really quick just to double verify. And it looks like there's only 2 listings here on the TCGP platform. And the first one is a near mint, first edition for 131. Then it goes to 150, both one of. So incredible card on that. Next is going to be the infamous Crush card. So obviously this got a major errata, which completely like watered this down. Not the best artwork. Really great history merit behind this. You know, great ties to the anime and all that stuff. But another ultimate rare, which is pretty cool. Definitely a great collector's card and is worth some great value. And And anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and look into this. There's an Italian one here for your European lovers. Several. There's a lot of Italian stuff. I know you guys have noticed. Am I the only one that's noticed? Am I the only Mexican that's noticed that there's been a lot of Italiano stuff popping up on this platform? Anyway, English lightly playeds are around 90, around 90-ish, 91 bones. If you want near mint, it looks like the first English near mints are coming in at 122. And there's 3 pages of availability. See if there's any bulk prices. Apparently there's no bulk prices, so that's kind of interesting. Alright, so Crush Card Virus, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously there's other variants of this as well. Nothing's really going to come close to the Ultimate Rares, first editions exclusively. Interesting enough, the Gold Series Generation 1, the very first Gold Series, 2008, all the way back in 2008, damaged, apparently, is almost 80 bones. That's never going to sell, but high ambitions. Moving on here. Lightly Played. Lightly Played is, 2 bones. Obviously, there wasn't a first edition. These are all limited edition because it was a Gold Series. And this is, crossing, borderline 100 bones a piece here is pretty incredible. And just continues to trickle up, especially for when you get to the near mints. There's some European ones here. And then it goes to like 200 plus, 236. So insane price value for this. Do I even dare to ship? No, there's not even an option for bulk pricing. These are all 1 stacks, 200 plus bones. These are all 1 stacks. So insane value on this. This is it looks really great. Personally, I actually think that this looks better than even the Ultimate Rare. Like, no discredit to the Ultimate Rare, it's still an Ultimate Rare and looks great, but I personally do really enjoy the first 2 generations of Gold Series. 2008, 2009 were fantastic. Then of course you guys know my 2-bit on Haunted Mine for the Ghost Gold hybrid specifically. So really interesting stuff on Crush Card. Next is going to be the other variants of Deck Devastation. There is 2 super rares for all you Dark Rev lovers. There is a super rare which is going for some pretty interesting value. Everything else is ultra and common besides this rare, so I would really just kind of discontinue them, especially this ultra rare. Just completely, just if you find those, just go ahead and throw them in a lake somewhere, because they just need to not be in existence. So, if you don't want the Ultimate Rares, I think it's the same set, Super Rares. Back in the day, they used to don the same cards in different rarities, which is really cool. Flaming Eternity, again, is very old. They're like a bone. Lightly Played first edition copies are like 1 bone, 2 bone, pretty much all across the board. There's 2 pages of availability for bulk prices. There is a single stack of bulk pricing for 7. Lightly Played first edition for not even 2 bones. So, that's definitely just like Virus. There's 2 super rare variants, which are pretty nice. Next is going to be Grinning Virus. This is still to the day a solo print. This dawned out of Structure Deck Layer of Darkness. I really like this Structure Deck. I wish I would have invested in this sealed cases, first edition exclusively. Unfortunately, I did not, and this is kind of a big regret that I have. But you live and learn. This is what the card does. If you want to pause the video here, kind of an interesting effect. Pretty interesting artwork. Not one of the greatest artworks, but still, pretty cool in my opinion. Obviously, this is insanely cheap. I'm already starting out with stacks, bulk prices, and they're pretty much a bone across the board for even near mint first editions. A fat stack of 43 here. 2 pages of availability. Interesting that this is a solo print, so that's always something you want to be aware of when there's only 1 set, 1 product that you can get this from. Another thing that's really interesting about this, this is, going for some great money for the sealed ones. This was just a hot collector's item. Again, the boss monster, Diabolos, was a really awesome artwork and just a great card in general. And the engine behind this is pretty criminal. Is this still a solo print? So Lilith is also still equally a solo print from the structure deck. Unfortunately, it's the disgraceful rarity of this right here, which is severely unfortunate, but we don't talk about that. And this is going for pretty good money. First edition copies, we're going to take a look at near mint lightly played. And these are going for roughly around 5 bones. So, first structure deck card, pretty decent value. 7 pages availability. This has fantastic artwork, pretty cool effect. Love the artwork. I think this would look gorgeous in like a prismatic secret or any kind of standard secret variant. Just really great stuff. And then of course we have the actual structure deck itself. If we switch over to the eBay platform for first edition sealed copies, this is like a semi-sealed, there's no box, so I mean that's kind of defeats the purpose in my personal opinion. It is a European German. It looks like the first English prints are around 65 bones. Again, these are for collectability purposes, so you have to invest first edition exclusively, like 99.9 of everything that I talk about on this channel. But not really a lot of availability. It looks like there's a case here or a box here, 2 boxes, which go up to the better half of half K. So very incredible value in this. Again, I'm a huge fan of investing in certain structure decks, not all structure decks. Again, some of the last 3 that I invested in was Soul Burner first edition cases, Showdown first edition, and the last one was whatever the last Cyber Dragon one that gave us super rare impermanence. But a couple boxes of those first edition. Again, you have to keep them sealed, you have to go first edition, and you have to pre-order. That's the most important thing, is pre-order, so you can get them under the standard 10 bones per price. You just hold on to them sealed. It's roughly around the year mark that these really start to articulate some pretty great value, and these continue to increase after that as they go off the market, and they're pretty much just, gone from the market. Alright, so next is going to be Trap Stun. This is going to be the Legendary Collection 5D's secret rare variants. These are personally my favorite variants that we have here in the TCGP. These are going for roughly 4-ish, 3 bones for lightly played first editions. Roughly around the same price for near mints. We're going to go ahead and take a look at bulk prices. There's 4 pages of availability. Lightly playeds again are around 3+ for a stack here. Near mints go to Phantom under 8 bones for 737 for a 3 stack. There is a fat stack of 52 right here for near mint first edition from Phantasm Gaming. Those go up to 10 bones. So 1 page of availability for the bulk prices of Trap Stun. There is some really great variants as well, like Astral Pack 2 super rares, which are very affordable. And then, of course, we have the infamous Dual Terminal 5 commons. These are pretty great. Really wouldn't recommend much of these other common or gold variants. It's really just these top 3, more specifically for the first edition secrets. But if you guys are feeling like you want to go for a little bit more of an affordable investment, which is nothing wrong with that, DT is discontinued and very aesthetically pleasing. They're roughly around a bone for these DT variants, and there is a 3 stack here for lightly played for under a bone. There's a 5 stack here for near mint under a bone, fat stack at 27 here for under a bone. So plenty of availability, 3 pages plus. Really great stuff. I think this is a really underrated card. There's a lot of great combos that you can do with this, and then of course I love the cardboard. Cardboard on cardboard artwork is just an extra plush bonus there. Next is going to be Pot of Duality. So we have the Astral Pack 5 Ultimate Rares. I personally do not... It looks good. It is such an expensive card, though. I personally wouldn't invest in this. I would much rather have the original Secret Rares, which I'll get into more momentarily. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. Slightly played Spanish are going for 150. Portuguese, so we got these foreign ones starting up. And then first English one is going to be 276. For a lightly played near mints, are going to go to 282 and just kind of continue to trickle up after that. There are a couple stacks here which significantly increase in value. Only 1 page of availability. So this is a very expensive card. Obviously there's not a lot of availability on the market. But in my personal opinion, the very infamous Duelist Revolution, this was such an amazing set. We got stuff like Effect Veiler and was it Solemn Warning, I believe, came out of here. Some really just complete blowout cards for that era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Really infamous history merit on that. We're going to go ahead and take a look at first edition near mint lightly playeds, of course. Starting market price for this, there is a stack here for 105, but then you have this trash shipping right here. And then, let's see, the first near mints are going to be 145 plus this, again, this sneakily trash shipping. And then there's going to be, I like 150 and just continues to trickle on after that. Again, not a lot of availability for this. A couple, well, actually quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks or 6 stacks of bulk pricing. But other than that, it's pretty much gone. Again, deep secret foil, hollow foil coils here. Love the artwork. Sinister Pot of Greed, and then whatever this other happy looking content face is. There is a lot of other great varies. Obviously, these are the top dogs. The Duelist Saga first editions, really great history merit. You guys know how I feel about Duelist Saga. Really unique, going for some really great money apparently, between 13 14 bones here. But more specifically, if you're not going to go for these three, I think that the super rare 2011, very old. This is actually a cool year. I graduated high school in 2011, so that's kind of a fun fact of the day. The super rare tin promos, again, these are tin promos, extremely old. These were a really big deal. This was the very first reprint of Pot of Duality. It was a really big deal for players in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! So a very special product. And there's some European German ones here. There's actually a play set. Gotta take a look at this. Looks pretty juicy. And this is going for roughly around 4-ish bones before you factor in shipping. For lightly play, around 4 bones. And near mints are around 4-ish, 5 here. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to stacks. And this is being torn up on the market. European, German, Deutsch are the only ones that have stacks available. This is pretty much very surprising. This is the first time this has dwindled so low in numbers here. There's a couple of the European one stack, and then these are all onesie twosies, and then we move on to the second page, and they're all onesie twosies. So this is articulating some pretty good value. Next is going to be the infamous, the legendary Black Rose Dragon. How could I not showcase this card if I'm showcasing Stardust Dragon? These are like the 2 duo ghost cards. They always got to come in together. Crossroads of Chaos, again, just like Duelist Genesis, some amazing history merit on this set. And Black Rose Dragon is, again, for the longest time, a staple extra deck card, and still just ties with the anime. Amazing artwork, amazing effect of just nuking the field. Some pretty legendary stuff. Highest rarity is a ghost rare, obviously. This card is going for some insane value. Lightly Played's first edition's market price is going to be 1,250 bones. Near mint goes up to 1,500, and there is only one single page of availability here on the market. I actually used to have a playset of these. Unfortunately, they were unlimited. I don't remember exactly how or when I picked them up. It was several years ago. I believe it was eBay. But I had 3 of them, near mint, unlimited. I think I sold one, traded one, and now I only have 1 left. I personally don't much care for it because it's not first edition, but it is still a ghost rare, and this is an amazing card, so there's still some relatively good value. Nowhere near the first edition values, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Next is going to be the ultimate rare variant, again from the same set, Crossroads of Chaos. Lightly Played first edition variants here are going to be around 380, and then it trickles up to 480, so that was a quick increase. And then your mints are going to go to 680 bones plus shipping, and then it goes to 700, and then a K. Again, these are all 1 stacks, 1 page. Really not a lot of availability on this. Some of the all-time most infamous synchros in the game. Plague Spinner Zombie is going to be next. Again, Crossroads of Chaos is going to be the ultimate rare variant. Really quick, they're also, if you're not going for the Ghost or the Ultimate first editions, the Tin Promo Secret Rares are really great as well. Those are probably like one of the only other variants outside of the Ultimates or the Ghosts that are kind of interesting to me personally. This is honestly by far one of the most gorgeous tuner cards of all time, and in the ultimate rare print it just looks so great. It's got like this deep purple, dark, spooky horror allure to it. Obviously I'm a huge zombies fan, so I'm a little bit biased towards this, but this has really special meaning to me because when I came back into the game for the second time, in 2011, the summer of 2011. This was actually the first tuner, some of the first tuners, one of the first tuners, I believe it actually was the first tuner that I ever got coming back in the game, and realizing that synchros and all this new gameplay and all this craziness, and Stardust Dragon, the Secret Tin variant, and Black Rose, the Secret Tin variant, were my first synchro cards. So these hold some really special places in my recollection, and I'm really curious. I wanted to ask you guys, what are some of what were some of the first synchro cards that you guys had, and what were some of the first tuners that you guys had that you guys really liked in that era of the gaming, and what did you think about that? Me personally, being like an old school Gen 1 player, coming from being as a kid, rising through the game as a kid in the early 2000s, with like cookie cutter chaos and all that greatness, to all these crazy fast synchro plays and all this other shenanigans in 2011. I really didn't like it. I didn't want to adjust. I really struggled with kind of keeping up and learning the new rules, the mechanics, and the speed of the game. But overall, as time went on, more specifically when XYZs dawned shortly after that, that's when I really started to really appreciate and understand and really like and enjoy kind of the new diversity that Konami had added onto the game with the new extra deck mechanics. Okay, so this is pretty good money. Lightly played first edition is 121 bones. Near mints go up to 100, and roughly Phantom under 180 bones. There's a 3-stack here. There is 2 pages of availability. It looks like this may or may not be the only bulk pricing, so we're gonna go ahead and just take a look at here at the second page. These obviously increase up significantly. Really great. Obviously there's other variants of this. This is the king of the crop, though. This is really the best one, and this just looks so great in Ultimate Rare. Next is going to be Pollinosis. This is the Astral Pack 3 variant, and this was the original holofoil super rare out of Astral Pack 3. You can pause video, read the effect here. Obviously, this is plant support. I'm getting into some plant showcasings here, so this is why I'm starting with this. Kind of silly artwork, high speed of being, counter trapped, so really fast. Pretty diverse, and this is, I just think this is a pretty good card, and this is insanely affordable. Obviously, it's like under a bone here. We switch over to stacks. Goes up to about a half bone. Starting is going to be 7, then it's going to go to 9. Insanely affordable. This is personally my opinion, the best variant. There was also another mirrored super rare variant out of Secret Slayers, which was, a subset. So obviously this is going to reign supreme in my personal opinion. That's just some white Mexican theory for you guys. Next is going to be Fragrant Storm. This is another plant support card that I thought was pretty cool. There's 2 variants of this, or a couple different variants. I know there's like at least 1 or 2 commons. This is the reprint from Legendary Collection 5Ds. Unfortunately, it is this rarity, which I'm just going to go ahead and hold my tongue on commentary. But it is holofoil. I will admit, if I'm going to go against, well, for some cases, if it's going to be a common versus this rarity that I can't even say, you're probably going to go for the ultra rare, obviously, if it's insanely cheap like this too. I think this is a pretty interesting card for what it is. Kind of silly artwork, but some pretty interesting plant support. These are like 2 bones. Again, there's a stack here of 7 for under 2 bones near it first edition. Plenty of pages of availability. So that's something I wanted to showcase really quick as I transition into the featured cards for plants. You have Titanial here, Crossroads of Chaos again. A really great set, really great history merit. There is currently only 1 listing of this specifically for the Ultimate Rare First Edition print, and it's 70 bones. I think this is actually, depending on how lightly played is, according to the seller, relatively affordable, seeing how this is the only listing. Obviously, this is all like pretty much eradicated on the market. Other variants of this, just like Plague Spreader, but obviously the First Edition Ultimate Rares are gonna reign supreme. Next is going to be Glow Up Bulb. This is the ultimate rare variant from the very infamous Star Strike Blast. Yes, this card is still forbidden, is still banned. This reminds me of Plant Synchro, again, another very infamous deck in that 2011 era format, generation era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a really, really good friend. At the time, I was living in Conroe, around the Woodlands, Conroe, Texas area, and it, you know, it was a really special time in 2011. A lot happened for the White Mexican in 2011 for, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Purposes. And this was, you know, obviously a really sought-after card. And for what it is, I think this is relatively affordable. I understand it's still banned. It's been banned for quite some time. But the artwork is really great. Obviously, you know, this is a really infamous set. High rarity of Ultimate Rare. First editions, lightly played, are 65 bones. And then if you want near mint, it goes up to 82. There's 4 pages of availability. Let's see if there's any bulk prices. There is a fat stack of 17, and surprisingly it doesn't increase too much. It's 82 here from Card Crack. Interesting name choice on there. So for what it is, I really do think, and it seems like, and yes, this isn't a minor amount of cash, but for the infamy of this card, and being that it is first edition, it is near mint, it is ultimate rare, and it's history merit, and it's just an all-around, just a renowned card, I think this is a pretty good price point for this card. Definitely don't see it going down. Next is going to be the secret rare variant. So if you're not going to get the ultimate first, there is the Legendary Collection 5Ds, first edition secrets. These are really the only other variants that I think are worth to pay much attention to. These are 4 bones for lightly played. Pretty much the same thing for near mint, around 4-5. There's 5 pages of availability. You're going to check for bulk prices. There is a single stack of 4 here. For near mint first edition, 7 bones, so that would be a healthy alternative if you guys want a little bit more affordable option. Next is going to be Dandelion. So the ultimate on this came out like way sinister. The eyes came out like 2 black sunflower seeds. It's pretty dark looking. It really kind of gives this card a dark turn. I love this card. I think this card has really cool, kind of silly, fun artwork. Obviously this is banned as well. I'm pretty sure, yes, this is still on the forbidden ban list. So again, these plant cards are just, you know, have not been seeing the light of day for quite some time now, several years. And this is actually, you know, surprisingly enough, more money than blow up. 80, around 89 for lightly played variants of this. Of course, this is a Astral Pack ultimate rare, so you don't have to worry about first edition. They weren't manufactured. And then near mints go up to 90. Well, yeah, well, same price, 90. There's 3 pages of availability. There's an Italiano one here if you guys are into that. Switch over to bulk prices. Increases relatively significantly for bulk prices. Stack of 7 for 105. And again, I don't know why people do these things to themselves. They have this here, so that's really unfortunate. And then, surprisingly enough, the Italian European ones are significantly more expensive, which is very unusual. Usually the European language cards are more affordable. Before I move on to Lone Fire, I wanted to show you guys there is some other variances that are relatively acceptable. You have the Shonen Jump magazine promos. Again, these are discontinued. Yes, these are ultra rares, but they are very much. I appreciate these ultra rares because, you know, history merit. They're discontinued, and they actually came out really, really nice. And just the idea that you got these out of magazines is really, really cool to me. So these are really nice, but more so out of everything else, you know, the Duelist Saga as well. But even out of between the Duelist Saga and the Shonen Jump, more specifically the Legendary Collections 2 secret rare variants, this card just pops so well. Really brings out the silly artwork of this, which is really, really fun. Of course, you have to go for first edition because, you know, you're not a peasant. And there's a stack of 3 here, 6 bones for lightly played first edition, and goes to 7 for near mint first edition for a stack of 4. It looks like I'm only looking at the stack, so I'm just going to take this off really quick. Pretty much the same prices for the non-bulk pricing, so we're just going to go ahead and switch that back. This card is really, really great. I love this card. Again, it's still banned. Really great artwork, high rarity, secret rare. Killer effect and just all-around great history merit with the plant Synchros. Alright, so next is going to be Lone Fire Blossom. Still to the day, we do not have an ultimate rare of this, and I think that's really surprising. I definitely think this is old enough and has enough history merit to be worthy of being printed in the high rarity of ultimate rare. We have the Champion Pack 7 super rares here. These are technically the highest rarity, not by hierarchy, but by just availability and competitiveness to get. This card is pretty ungodly expensive. Lightly played unlimiteds. There's a 2-stack here for $276. And if you want near mints, there's 2 pages of availability here. Near mints increase more than double. Like this, again, you see that severe increase between lightly played to near mint. 645 bones, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible price inflection there. Of course, there are other variants. Many mirrored super rare variants here. We have the Advent Calendar 2018 super rare variant. We have the Secret Slayers super rare variant, the Fusion Enforcers super rare variant, and we have the Mystic Fighters super rare variant. Now, personally, these are all pretty much the same. Obviously, different set names. The Fusion Enforcers first edition super rares are the oldest of the super rare reprints. So, if you are going to go for a super rare reprint variant, you should go for this one, ideally, in my personal opinion. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these. These are not even a bone for near mint first editions. We're going to look at bulk prices. And there's a fat stack of 52. These are European Italian for a bone. And a lot of Italian stuff, man. There's a lot of Italiano stuff that is like infiltrating the TCGP market. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I welcome it, but I know other players, they're gonna have a debungle about that. Okay. So English, it's pretty much the same thing. A bone plus a dime for a 5-stack here. Here's a stack of near mint first edition. So plenty of availability. 2 pages of bulk prices, and again, this is going to be the ideal reprint variant if you guys want to get into that. Next is going to be Mark of the Rose, Crossroads of Chaos, of course. Again, really infamous set. High rarity of ultimate rare specifically. I think this is a really neat tech card. This kind of reminds me of Snatch and Steal. Obviously, it's like a super watered down variant of Snatch and Steal. Really great artwork. This looks like a female version of Vampire Lord, and I love the nails and the hair and the teeth, and it's just an all-around just killer artwork. High rarity of ultimate rare, of course, and just really great history merit from the set that it's from. And this is almost eradicated from the market for this variant. The near mint first editions are 46 bones, and these are all 1-stacks. So this is pretty much almost gone. I have a couple of these personally myself, ultimate first editions, and I did not pay 50 bones. Like, it was way less. I think I want to say like 10, 8, 9. This was quite some time ago, but always believed in this card. High rarity, great artwork, and pretty cool techie effect. I believe, really quick, before I move on here, I want to say there's a DT variant of this as well. Yes. So there's the dual terminal 2 variants, which are really going to be the only other variants that I think that are much worth of anything outside of the first edition ultimates. And let's see what the availability is. These are roughly around 2-ish bones, give or take. Well, actually a bone here. And then they move to about bone 0.5. The first stack is this 14 stack of near mint, and those are 2 bones, and then there is 3 pages of availability. So again, this is like the polka dot birthday cupcake sprinkle variant of DT. Very great. No discredit to this. If you guys don't want the ultimate firsts, obviously they've increased significantly in value. There's no shame in picking up these DT rares, and they are very much rares. They're not even commons, which is, just plush bonus on that. Next is going to be Secret Village of the Spellcasters, the OG print super rares donning on a cross. This is a really great card. I remember when I came back into the game in 2011, one of my good friends was playing, I think it was like a Dark Magician blend deck, and it had Royal Decree and Secret Village of the Spellcasters, and it was a whole bunch of, you know, slow choke lockdown. Pretty interesting stuff. This is the very first variant. There's a lot of variants. There's specifically 4 super rare. We have a lot of different super rare variants of this, but those are all wannabe trash garbage. It's all about the original. That's just my personal bias. I really love this set, and this was like the first ofs for this card, and this was one of my favorite field magic cards of all time. Really powerful stuff. Starting market price for this is going to be 17 bones for lightly played first edition. And if you want near mint, again, so you see not only the significant price increases between unlimited and first edition, but we see here first edition lightly played is 17 bones, and then the first copy of near mint first edition jumps up to a boggling 38 bones. So 1 page of availability, a couple stacks here towards the bottom. Really great stuff. All right. Moving on is going to be Puppet Master. So this is the original print, Crossroads of Chaos. This is the super rare variant. Kind of silly artwork, but this has an interesting effect. A slower card. Obviously, you're going to have to find a way to special summon this out, and then you can off-spark its effect after that. There isn't a whole lot of cards that do this that I can recall off the top of my head personally. The biggest thing about this card is it's extremely affordable. We can see it's under a bone market price for lightly played first edition copies. There's 2 pages of availability, so we're just going to go ahead and switch over to bulk pricing. Unfortunately, there is only 1 listing of bulk pricing for a playset, and that's roughly around 2 bones for lightly played first edition. And there's that trash shipping added on. But there's a couple 2 stacks here, and this is insanely affordable. So this is just something that I wanted to showcase for you guys. Next is going to be Witch of the Black Rose. So Absolute Power Force, Ultimate Rare. The coloring in this card is so magnificent. This like emerald purple just pops so great in this card. Obviously there's other variants of this. The Ultimate Rare is the top dog. You want to go for this one specifically. This is more for collector's value. I haven't really seen much of any play of this. Back in the day, I saw maybe people play like 1, maybe 2 of these in the Piper, the level 1 Piper deck. If you guys remember that deck, that was a really fun deck. I really like that deck, a really classic nostalgic deck. Outside of that deck, I really haven't seen much of anyone really play this card. Obviously, it's not a super competitive card. This is all for collectability values. You can call it waifu tax, you can call it cutesy anime girl, whatever it may be. But just the color tone on this is just so unparalleled. Obviously, Absolute Power Force is an extremely old set, and it's got relatively, interesting stacks. Dark level 4 Spellcaster 1700, not the greatest, but the Dark level 4 Spellcaster fits the bill pretty well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at some price points here. Lightly played first edition copies are going to be 30 bones, and near mint copies is actually a 3 stack here, is going to be 35 bones. And there's 3 pages of availability. It looks like that may be, actually that's interesting. So I switched over to stacks and it took away the first stack, and then it showed this stack of 4 for 70 bones from Overdose. I don't know why it didn't show this one. This is very much a stack pricing here for lightly played first editions for 37. So anyway, really great stuff on that. Next is going to be Wind Witch Ice Bell, specifically the Shadows and Valhalla secret rare variants. This card has amazing artwork. The secret rare hollow foils are really embedded. They look really great. Obviously, this is renowned for its combo with, what is that card called? The Synchro Dragon. I can't remember. Something Synchro Dragon. It came out of Shining Victories, and it had a really fat price tag, and it was, here it is, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I think this is pretty much, it's always been its primary use. I haven't seen much of any kind of combinations outside of that play. This is personally my favorite variant of this. Obviously, the originals were ultra rares from Rate, but those pretty much fall to the wayside compared to this first edition secret variant, in my personal opinion. The best thing about this is insanely affordable. First edition near mint lightly played stack bulk prices, not even a bone. We see here a playset for near mint first edition goes to about a bone and a half after that for these other stacks. And there's 5 pages of availability. I just think this is at an insanely affordable price point. Anything under 2 bones for this, I think, is a steal. This card has a great rarity, great artwork, and who knows, Wind Witch got support, and maybe it'll get some more, and maybe this card will find a way to break out of its single usage for Crystal Wing, but time will tell. So last card that I have to showcase for you guys tonight is going to be High Priestess of the Prophecy. There's a couple of variants, I think 2 ultras or something like that, total garbage, and they're ultra rare, so pretty much useless. This is the original print out of Return of the Duelist. This is a card that's used with spell books. Pretty cool artwork. The best thing about this card is the secret holofoiling in this. It just pops really well. They manufactured this rarity, like there's kind of a special time in Yu-Gi-Oh! They really just did a really great job in the secret rares, in my personal opinion. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at some price points. Really good money on this. Lowly played first edition copies are going to run you 43 bones, and then near mints are going to go up to 55. There's 3 pages of availability if we switch over to bulk prices. First stacks of near mint first edition are going to be 56, and then bottoms out at 100 bones for this final stack here. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been part of my life for many years. I love the brotherhood, the community, the deck building, the creativity. There's so many amazing things that this game has to offer if you just invest your time and your resources. And life's just boring. Life's just boring without hobbies that you can enjoy and be creative in. And it's just an all-around good time. The world's a really crazy place. Please remember to be kind and respectful to everyone. Be a brother, be a sister, be a friend, and please take care of each other. There's a lot of depression, anxiety, isolationism, loneliness in the world, so please just be sure to take care and love one another. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.